So today's topic, or the series of topics which we'll see in the next 3 days, is accountability in spiritual management, and this is coming from a specific pastime, the pastime of Samantha Kajwal. How many of you know the pastime of Samantha Kajwal? Okay. Few of you know, few of you don't know. Doesn't matter. We are going to do an overview of the whole pastime, so you will come to know. It's a very interesting pastime because in Krishna's pastimes, normally there is clearly God and there is clearly demon. Like for example, in Putana's pastime, Krishna is God, Putana is demon. In the pastime of Agasura, Bagasura, Sakatasura, Jadukasura, all these different asuras, Arishtasura, Krishna is God and Asura is demon. So now there is a clear hero, there is a clear villain. Okay. Now hero has to kill the villain. There is no shades of grey in that. They are all black and white pastimes. There is a demon, he has to be killed, so Krishna kills the demon. Of course, it's very interesting to hear those pastimes also. Yes, the next taking.
The cursor itself is not mentioned. The younger takings maybe they can. Yeah.
Yeah, they are. I don't know which Zen.
I couldn't find the cursor. Cursor
No, even finding a minus one, no.
Yeah, I know, but the whole challenge is how to do it. I have never used this combination of projector, Zoom, and Mac. I never used this combination. I'll do some research today evening. After we finish this, I'll ask ChatGPT what to do. Then I'm sure I'll get some answer from ChatGPT.
If you can press Alt tab, zoom window, then we can minimize.
What is that?
You can go to zoom window, then we can minimize. I'm not able to go to that.
Well, we have to go there, searching for the cursor. Cursor itself is not coming. Otherwise,
Forget
you have to
it.
just put
Let's just live with this. Okay. For today evening, we'll consider this as Krishna's arrangement. So there is, but in ISKCON, we don't have demons. At least we should think like that. So, demon killing pastimes are good because they remove our anartha from our heart. When we listen to those pastimes, these pastimes remove the anartha from our heart. But we also need pastime which mimics ISKCON, where there are no demons, there are only devotees. There are few pastimes like that, which is Krishna's pastimes, where there are no demons, there are only devotees. Okay. And those pastimes are very, very interesting because we are dealing with a situation which actually mimics ISKCON. Everywhere there are only devotees. And different devotees have different level of maturity. And then this eternal debate about accountability within ISKCON. The larger body of ISKCON, the management body of ISKCON. Whom we are accountable to as devotees. Right? Of course, we are accountable to Krishna. Of course, we are accountable to Guru. We are accountable to Prabhupada. We are accountable to our service authorities if we are doing some service. But is our accountability limited only to them? Or does it go beyond that? It's a very interesting question. And there are different opinions about this particular question. That where does the accountability of a devotee start and where does it end? So is accountability limited to only leaders? So if accountability is limited to leaders, then who is a leader? how do we say that a person is a leader or not a leader? On what basis? On the basis of his position? On the basis of responsibility he has? What defines leadership? These are all very interesting questions which come up when we want to think of topics like accountability in spiritual life. Certain recent happenings in ISKCON made me reflect on those topics. And at the time I was doing Bhaktivedanta. I was a student, I was studying Bhaktivedanta. And then in the course of our studies, we came up with this pastime. And when we were studying this pastime, at the same time I was thinking, oh, this pastime is so wonderful. Because this pastime exactly deals with leadership styles and accountability. In this pastime, everybody is devotee. Just like in ISKCON, everybody is devotee. And this pastime actually deals with leaders, followers, leadership styles and accountabilities, and the effect of such leadership style and accountability on the followers. So, therefore, this pastime actually is a treasure trove for management study. Anyone who wants to study management, especially anyone who wants to study management of a spiritual organization, and anyone who wants to understand the nature of leadership in a spiritual organization, this pastime is so wonderful. It's so wonderful. It has so many instructions. So I decided to make this as my presentation for that year. Every year we have to make a thematic presentation in Bhaktivedanta. So my thematic presentation for the second half of 10th canto was this. Of course, there we have only 45 minutes. So we had a limited presentation. Here we have more time. So at that time I was thinking that I need to expand the scope of this presentation. But I couldn't really get an opportunity to work on it because I was very busy. So now, then I was thinking that nobody might be interested in seeing this presentation except maybe some managers. So the first break for this presentation came when I suggested these topics to Ramakrishna Prabhu's group. And he said, I gave few topics to them. I gave some regular topics like, preparation of Shikshashtakam, some prayers, like that. I gave some 4 or 5 topics to them. And I also gave this topic as a last option, in case this topic. Then I was surprised to note that the whole congregation voted for this topic. So that I asked them, that, do you guys know what you are getting into? You are getting into something which you may not want to get into. They said, no, we are very much interested. We want to hear this topic. I said, okay, let's do it. And then it was well received also. So that gave me this idea that probably this topic needs a wider presentation. And then I presented it also elsewhere. And then Parikshit Prabhu said that, we've been waiting for the topic, please present it here. So now we are here with this topic. So this may be a presentation which may be a little bit off track in the sense that it's not a regular Bhagavatam presentation. It's more a management presentation than a Bhagavatam presentation. So that's my statutory warning. If you are thinking of hearing conventional Bhagavad Katha, that is not going to happen for 3 days. It's going to be more like a application-oriented discussion. So, let us start with this question that who is a leader in ISKCON?
Nobody is leader in ISKCON.
Nobody is leader in ISKCON. Okay. Nobody is leader. Any other thought? Any other? Huh?
Servant leader.
You call servant leader, whatever you want to suffix it with, okay? You say humble leader, you say whatever you want to say, however you want to decorate that word leader, you can decorate that word. But the point is, who is a leader in Islam?
Then you can take care of the devotees and take the group ahead together and follow the instructions of Prabhupada Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so that he ensures that there is discipline and who are
So who is that in your view? You are part of Yatra in Abu Dhabi. So who is the leader in Islam?
the small group person can also be a leader, and Yatra leader is also a leader.
Okay.
There are multiple levels.
Okay. Any other views?
Guru Maharaj, we can say leader.
Guru Maharaj is leader.
Who is
Okay.
teaching that?
Okay. The spiritual master is a natural leader because he is teaching everyone. Okay. Any other? Mataji's, you have some thought.
I think there are different levels of leadership in this context. You know, sometimes you go on an unofficial yatra to say Vrindavan, or there might be someone who's leading different aspects of the yatra.
Yeah.
Or you will have a yatra leader, official one, or
Yeah.
spiritual masters or gurus.
Okay.
Everybody is a leader in his own capacity, and he has to be accountable for his actions.
Okay. Good. So, Parishad Prabhu also said the same thing, right? Because everybody is a leader. So, why do we say that everybody is a leader?
Because somebody or the other is looking forward to us, say in our capacity, maybe our colleagues, maybe our children, maybe our friends sometimes, maybe general public, as when they see us as a strong devotee, they look forward as, okay, it's a spiritual person.
Yeah. So, this is correct. So, as long as you are one among the 8 billion population, then it's okay. The moment you become an ISKCON devotee, the moment you become a devotee or ISKCON devotee, the moment you start wearing Gantimala, the moment you start chanting the holy name, the moment you make some lifestyle changes, that moment you become a devotee, leader, because somebody is looking up to you. That's why, very interestingly, there is one book called Upadesha Mukta. It's a very small book. It's called Upadesha Mukta. In that book, the first thing Rupa Goswami discusses is the basic quality of a leader. And that book, Prabhupada very clearly says this book is meant for neophytes. In the preface of Upadesha Mukta, Prabhupada writes that this book is meant, this instruction for neophytes. So, in the instruction for a devotee who is new, the first instruction he gets from the Acharya is how to behave as a leader. That's the first instruction he gets. Pancha vegam, asakroda vegam, jiva vegam, udalopasta vegam, etan vegam yo shihita dhiraha, sarvam abhimam prithvimsha shishya. So a person who can control the touch of the tongue, the mind's demands, the art of anger, the art of the tongue, the genitals, he is the one who is fit to accept disciples all over the world. So you may say, oh, I'm not going to accept disciples. But whether you like or not, you are seen as someone who can impart knowledge. Means you are seen as someone who is actually guru, who can impart knowledge because you have it. When you become an ISKCON member, then you already have knowledge. Then people are looking for, oh, he's a devotee, maybe I can get some advantage from him, maybe I can listen something from him, or maybe I can expect him to behave in a certain way. Maybe I can expect him to behave in a certain way. So that's why this dress is a very dangerous dress. Very dangerous dress. Because without this dress, you are nobody. When you wear this dress, you are somebody. Then everybody expects you to be somebody with this dress. That you have to be very careful how you behave with this dress. Then people think that, oh, this guy is wearing this dress, he has to behave in a certain way. So that expectation is always there. So therefore, everyone is a leader. And everyone is a leader means that in some way or other, everyone is accountable. In some way or other, everyone is accountable. So therefore, it's a good reflection to actually understand about accountability in spiritual management. So that's what we'll try to do in the next 3 days. Okay. So since few of you don't know the pastime, and those who know the pastime, I'm sure that they will enjoy hearing the pastime again. So somebody can read.
Now you have to minimize the
Full screen?
This is like you have to guess what is there.
He has an advantage, Prabhu. He can see the full.
I can see the full thing.
He can see the full thing. Okay, give it to him.
Pastime in brief, part 1. Satyajit gets semantic jewel from Suryadev and visits Dwarka with the jewel.
Okay, so Satyajit is a resident of Dwarka. He is a small king. Okay, and this Satyajit, he actually pleased Suryadev, and he got a very beautiful jewel, money, called Shamantaka money. And this Shamantaka money, which actually came from Suryadev, was so effulgent that anybody who actually wears this, he will shine with a lot of effulgence. And Satyajit was wearing this jewel. And since he was very happy wearing this jewel, then he entered Dwaraka with this jewel. And then he was shining like anything. Satyajit was shining like anything. And those days, it was common that demigods would come to Dwaraka to visit Krishna, because Krishna is Supreme Personality of God and he is the boss of all bosses. So, demigods would come to visit Krishna, so it is common. So the Dwarkavasis would keep seeing, oh, this demigod has come, oh, that demigod has come, so like that. So then Dwarkavasi, they got very excited by seeing Satyajit. They thought that sun god himself has come. Maybe you should take the second mic.
Yeah, I can read.
Okay.
Some prominent citizen mistake him to be sun god and inform Krishna. Krishna insists Satyajit.
Okay. So then what happened? That some of them thought that Satyajit is Suryadev. So they all went to Krishna with great excitement. They said, Krishna, you know who has come to see you today? The sun god himself has come to see you today. He's just coming. We saw him. He's so effulgent. He's so nice. He do. And Krishna said, I know, that's Satyajit. He's just wearing this jewel and he's just showing off. Don't worry, let him come. And Satyajit came to Krishna and then he paid obeisance to Krishna and the king, and he's just looking here and there because he's wearing something which is very attractive, so he's just showing off like this. So then Krishna told him, let's see, it's very nice, you got this jewel, it's a very valuable jewel. Because this jewel is not an ordinary jewel. This jewel every day would give a certain amount of gold. We would like to have the jewel, right? Every day it will produce a substantial amount of gold. So you can become really rich with this jewel. So Krishna, he told Satyajit, see, this jewel is very nice, it's a very valuable jewel, it's very powerful also. So it's better that this jewel is with the king. Leave it with the king. Then the king can use the jewel for everybody's auspiciousness. So it's better for them, instead of just being with you. Because if the jewel is with an individual, and such a powerful jewel with an individual, naturally it will attract attention. And attention means envy also. It attract envy also. It will create so many unwanted problems. So better you leave the jewel with the king. When it's with the king, it will be well protected. Everybody knows this is your jewel. You only got it from Suryadev. Your glory is not going to diminish by giving the jewel to the king. Leave it with him. Let him be there with him. Satyajit was not very happy. Either, yeah, Krishna, it's a nice suggestion. It's a very good suggestion. I will think about it. When you don't want to do something, you always say this answer. Oh, this is very good. It's very nice. Yeah, then you know what is coming. I will think about it. So he gave that answer. It's very good, very nice suggestion, very valuable suggestion, Krishna suggestion, very, very good advice. I'll think about it. And then he wore the jewel, and then he went. And then what he did, please read.
Satyajit refuses and installs a jewel in a temple.
So then he made his own arrangement. What did he do? Oh, Krishna is envious of me having this jewel. Krishna is envious of me having this jewel. So, okay, why to upset Krishna? Let's find a win-win solution. What is the win-win solution? King also will not have this jewel. I will also not have the jewel. Put it in a temple. So you put the jewel in the temple. Okay, then what happened?
Satyajit's brother wears the jewel and goes hunting. He is killed by a lion, which is killed by Jambavan, who takes the jewel.
So now Satyajit's brother, he is Satyajit's brother. He also wants to show off. His brother is showing off. So he also wants to show off. Now it's also his right to show off. So he said, yeah, my brother simply put the jewel in the temple because, Krishna, he was just saying something. So just to shut Krishna's mouth, my brother has put the jewel in the temple. Whenever I want, I can take this jewel, I can wear it, and I can go anywhere I want. You want to see it? Want to see it? Okay. He wore the jewel. And then he went hunting with the jewel. And then he went hunting, but he got hunted. One lion saw him, and then it chanted Mahaprasade Govinde, and then simply ate him. And then Jambavan came, and Jambavan was seeing, what is this lion doing with this jewel? It is useless for this lion. At least I can take this jewel and I can put it in my place. So he took the jewel. Jambavan took the jewel, and then he took it to his place. Okay. Then what happened?
Rumors in Dwarka blaming Krishna for the missing person and the jewel.
They started talking. Satyajit's brother, where is he? Where is the jewel? That time itself Krishna was telling. So something is there. Something is there. And Krishna, from beginning, his behavior is very doubtful in this case. And Krishna is very cunning. He can do whatever he wants to do. So, anyway, why we should talk about all these things? This is the last line.
After talking.
After talking everything. You heard this? You heard this? That this devotee, what he is doing, and after, anyway, why we should talk, we should not do Prajalpa now, okay? Why we talk some pastime of Lord, all that will say. But the purpose is to talk about some devotee. So like that, some rumors started moving here and there about what Krishna has done, or what Krishna might have done, or what Krishna could have done. So many theories going around about this. So then what happened?
Krishna goes with citizens and retrieves the jewel and comes back to Dwarka with Jambavati. He returns the jewel to Satyajit and clears his name.
Yeah, so the rumors came to Krishna also. They came and told Krishna, everybody is blaming you for Satyajit's brother and jewel. So what Krishna did was very interesting. He actually called all the citizens who are Satyajit's supporters. And then he said, let's go and find the jewel. Let's go and find the jewel. And all these rumor mongers, they are going with Krishna to find where is the jewel. They all went. And then they saw that Satyajit has been killed by lion, but the jewel is not there. Because they saw lion's marks on Satyajit's body. And then they went further, they found that lion is also killed. And the jewel is still not there. Then they went further, and finally the jewel was seen with the Jambavan's place. So Krishna, he went to take the jewel, and Jambavan came. And then he said, "Hey, who are you taking this jewel? This jewel is mine." And then Krishna and Jambavan started fighting. They're fighting. So many days they are fighting because Jambavan is very powerful. And you see, Jambavan is so old. You know, Jambavan, Ramayana time. So when there was a debate as to who will jump across the ocean of Lanka and reach Lanka, you know what Jambavan said?
21 times.
You know what Jambavan said?
But when I was young, I could circulate for 21 times, but now I am old, I cannot do.
So that time Jambavan said, I was old. In which yuga? In Treta Yuga, he said, I was old. Now Krishna is in which yuga? Dwapara Yuga. He has been waiting from Treta Yuga to Dwapara Yuga, and he is such an old man, and he is giving such a strong fight to Krishna. And fighting. And Jambavan is thinking, who can fight with me like this? Of course, Krishna knows. Krishna is having fun with Jambavan. And Jambavan is thinking, who can fight with me like this? How this person has so much strength to fight with me? Nobody can stand in front of me. How this person has so much strength to fight with me? Except Lord Ram, nobody can have this kind of strength. When he thought that moment he realized that this is my God. That moment immediately he realized so he stopped fighting, he paid obeisance. And then he gave his daughter Jambavati in marriage to Krishna. And Jambavati is waiting for how long? From Treta Yuga, Jambavati is waiting. Because Jambavati originally wanted to get married to Lord Ram. And Lord Ram said, no. One word, one arrow, one wife. No two in these things, in this lifetime. When I come as Krishna, I will marry you. So Jambavati has been waiting to get married to Krishna from Rama's time. And then finally she found Krishna and then she got married. So Krishna came back with jewel, Krishna came back with one wife. And then he showed, of course, everybody saw that jewel is there and the jewel was with Jambavan. So everyone and they started saying, yeah, Krishna is God, why Krishna will do all these things? Why Krishna will do all these things? You see how Krishna is, he is God. Then back to Satyajit. The jewel came back to Satyajit. Okay, so this is end of part 1 of the story. Now part 2 is there. Okay, please read through.
Krishna goes to Hastinapur. Akrura and Kritavarma plot with Satyadhanava. They kill Satyajit and steal the jewel.
So Akrura and Kritavarma, they were feeling very bad that Krishna got blamed in this whole pastime. Krishna got blamed in this whole pastime. So they were feeling very bad. They wanted to do something with Satyajit. But they were afraid because why? There was a small missing link here. So when Krishna came back with the jewel and gave it to Satyajit, Satyajit felt very bad because Satyajit himself was responsible for rumors against Krishna. So he wanted to do something to please Krishna. So therefore, he gave his daughter Satyabhama in marriage to Krishna. So Krishna, he gave one jewel and he got how many wives? Two wives. He gave his daughter Satyabhama in marriage to Krishna. And he said, Krishna, please get married to her, Satyabhama, and you please get married to her. So then Krishna got married to Satyabhama and Satyabhama became Krishna's wife and she also went. So this way, Satyabhama tried to Satyajit tried to pacify Krishna. So now Satyajit has become Krishna's father-in-law. Now it has become double protection for him. So in one stone, he got 2 mangoes. In one stone he got 2 mangoes. Diplomatic thinking. 1 stone, 2 mangoes. First is pacify Krishna also. Then get good name also. Because his name is going to become bad. Everybody is going to blame Satyajit for making rumors against Krishna. So you get good name also. You come to very strong position because you are Krishna's father-in-law. You are not some simple guy. You are Krishna's father-in-law. And you give your daughter also to Krishna. Krishna will take care of the daughter. So everything is nice. Win-win situation again. So he made this arrangement. But Akrura and Kritavarma, they were not very happy with the way Satyajit handled the whole thing. Initially, they were not satisfied that Satyajit did not listen to Krishna. Then later, they did not satisfied that Satyajit blamed Krishna, or he started all these rumors, or he did not stop these rumors. And later, they were also not satisfied with Satyajit's diplomatic dealing in getting the daughter married, because Satyajit had told a few people that I'll get my daughter married to you. So there was some discontent that this guy is too much diplomatic. And he's still going around with the jewel. So therefore, Akrura and Kritavarma, they made partnership with Satyadharma. Satyadharma is another character. So they made partnership with Satyadharma. And then they decided, see Satyadharma, this guy is very bad. Who is bad? Satyajit is very bad. Why he should have the jewel? Anyway, Krishna and Balaram have gone to Hastinapura. Krishna is not there to protect Satyajit. So this is the time that we will kill him and we will steal the jewel. And then we can enjoy the jewel. So they made their plan. So this way we can punish Satyajit for going against Krishna. Noble thought, okay? Noble thought. That he went against Krishna, so he has to be punished. Krishna himself is not punishing. Krishna is too lenient. He's too lenient. So sometimes we think, no, GBC is useless, not doing anything. So we should take things in our hand and we should do it. Why wait for GBC to do things? So like that, these people are thinking. Why wait for Krishna to do things? Let's take things in our hand. We should deliver justice. And let's do it. So like that they went. And then they killed Satyajit and they took the jewel. And the moment Satyajit was killed, then Satyabhama became very upset. Father killed. So she ran to Hastinapura and then she told Krishna that you see, the Satyadharma, he actually killed my father. Now you have to do something about it. Now when wife is saying like this, then what to do? Then some action has to be taken. So now Satyadharma also knows that he has messed up in the wrong place. So he doesn't want to be found with the jewel. He doesn't want to be found with the jewel. Then it becomes direct evidence. So what he told Akrura, Akrura, you are a nice man. You keep the jewel. You keep the jewel. Right now I want to escape from this place because Krishna will come behind me. So after Krishna is pacified and everything is over, I'll come and take it from you. Till the time I believe you, you keep the jewel. You are a very honest man. You should keep the jewel with you. So he gave the jewel to Akrura. And then he took some horses which can go so fast that it can go 800 yojanas overnight. He took some horses like that, very fast going horses. And then he sat in the horses and then he went very far. But how far you can go with Krishna? Because Ishopanishad says, Tadbhavato anyan atyeti tishta. What does it mean? It means that if you try to run a race with Krishna, Krishna will reach that place before you go there. He is God. So, therefore, nobody can play catch and catch with Krishna. The only person who successfully played catch and catch with Krishna was who? Yashodamai. She is the only person who played this with Krishna. Nobody else can play with Krishna. So this fellow was trying to run away and Krishna caught him. The horses, they went 800 yojanas and then immediately they died. And he couldn't escape also. So Krishna and Balaram caught him and they killed him because this fellow killed Satyajit, so he has to be killed. They killed him. And they tried to search for the jewel. They know that this guy will not have the jewel. So they came back. They said, Krishna wanted to be very clear in front of his wife. See, you told me, I chased him. I killed him also, but I couldn't find the jewel. I don't know where he has kept the jewel. So Krishna came back. In the meantime, Akrura, he is so afraid. Now what to do? Now what to do? Because when Krishna comes, it will take 1 minute for him to find out where the jewel is. And he will catch me. So therefore Krishna thinking, where Krishna will not come? All Mayavadis are sitting in Varanasi. Krishna will not come there. Let me go to Varanasi. So he went from Dwaraka to Varanasi. He went to Kashi. And then there he is keeping the Samantaka jewel. So he cannot just keep the jewel. Every day it is producing gold. He cannot just keep the jewel. So he made one yajna kunda out of gold. And then he started doing yajna. And then the Brahmanas who come to do yajna, he is giving them so much of gold as gift. Because he has to get good name, no? He has to get good name. He has to make the right type of publicity. He has to get the right type of publicity. So therefore he was doing all these things. They were, and like this time was going on. So, okay, next.
Krishna returns to Dwarka. Akrura flees to Kashi, being afraid for Krishna. Citizens blame Krishna again for Akrura's absence. Krishna creates natural disturbances to facilitate Akrura's return.
So then again another thing started. What is it started? Only because of this Krishna, Akrura is not in Dwarka. Think of Akrura, such a nice person. You know how he went to Dwarka, to Vrindavan to bring Krishna. Such a nice devotee. Now Krishna, he cannot even tolerate that Akrura has the jewel. So Akrura has to go and hide from Krishna. So again one more set of rumor started. Then when Krishna heard this rumor, then Krishna himself created natural disturbances in Dwaraka. Sometimes too much rain, sometimes too much sun, flooding, because these things never happen in Dwaraka, because Krishna is there. So when Krishna is there, everything should be favorable. But Krishna himself created some natural disturbances in Dwaraka. And then people started saying, all these natural disturbances are happening because Akrura is not there in Dwaraka. Akrura is not there in Dwaraka. That is why all these things are happening. So if Akrura comes back, everything will become alright. So they all went to Krishna and then they said, Krishna, you see, so much of natural disturbance is happening because Akrura is not there. He is such a pious soul. If he is there, everything will become alright. Why can't we bring Akrura back? Krishna said, yes. Please tell Akrura to come back from Varanasi. So then they all went. They told Akrura that Krishna is asking you to come back. Everybody is suffering in Dwarka. Only when you come back, everything will be alright. So please come back to Dwarka. So when he came back to Dwarka, then what happened?
Citizens request Akrura's return and Krishna requests Akrura to come back. Krishna asks Akrura to show the jewel in public and allows him to keep it.
So then Akrura came, they gave him nice, wonderful welcome. Okay. And everybody was sitting in the assembly. And then Krishna told Akrura, see Akrura, everybody knows that you have the Samantaka jewel. Everybody knows it. But still, just for the sake of confirmation, you just show it once. Just show it once. And once you've shown, you only keep it. Nobody is interested in having the jewel. Because you are such a great personality, you are fit to keep this jewel. So you only keep this jewel. You already taken so much good name by doing all this yajna and all and giving so much dana to all the brahmanas. So you are the fit person to keep this jewel. Keep this jewel with you. Just show it once. So that doubt is gone for everybody. Everybody knows that jewel is with you and then people can be peaceful. And then Krishna put on rider class. What is that? He said, you can keep this jewel till Satyabhama's son comes to claim it from you. Till Satyabhama's son comes to claim it from you. Then Akrura, what he will do? He has to show the jewel. He showed the jewel to everybody. And then he kept the jewel with him. So this is how the whole pastime ends. Okay. So now, in this pastime, there are many leaders, there are many followers. Okay. There are many leaders, there are many followers. Okay. And each of them display various characteristics in this pastime. But one thing about this pastime is all of them are devotees. All of them are devotees. So there are no demons here. There are no villains in this pastime. Everybody is hero only in this pastime. But each of them display different type of characteristics. So can we identify some leaders from this pastime? Who are the leaders you can identify from this pastime?
Krishna.
Obviously Krishna is the leader. Okay.
Satrajit,
Ugrasena is the leader. Okay.
Jamban.
Satrajit is the leader. Okay.
Jamban is a.
Jambavan is the leader. Okay.
Akrura is leader.
Akrura is the leader. Okay. Okay, we got so many leaders. Followers. Who are the followers? Dwarkavasis are followers.
Kritavarma.
Satadanva is also.
Satadhanma is a follower. Very good. Very nice. Satadhanma is a follower. Satyabhama is a follower. Okay. Jambavati. She doesn't have much role in this pastime. She just gets married and comes. That's it.
Akrura is also follower.
Akrura is a follower. Okay.
Akrura is a follower, okay.
Jambavan we can say.
Jambavan we can say is a follower also. Okay.
Who else? Who else?
Balaram.
Satyabhama somebody said.
Balaram is a Balaram.
Hmm?
Balaram.
Satrajit's son, brother is a follower.
Yes, yes. He is an important character in this. Satyajit's brother is a follower. Okay. So like that, there are different leaders and different followers. Each of these characters can be analyzed in detail. Okay, and we can actually get some lessons from all these characters. Okay. But how long we are going to? Today, how long we are going to?
9:30.
9:30. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe 9:20 you can stop and last.
Yeah. I'll finish by 9:10 and then we'll have some question and answer session. So that will take us to 9:20 and then after that. So, primarily, we will analyze 2 characters per session. Okay. So, in this session, we'll try to analyze the character of Satyajit. Okay. And then we will see that how much we can learn from Satyajit's character. So, Satyajit can be analyzed as a leader, and he can also be analyzed as a follower. Okay. He can be analyzed in both terms. Okay. So we'll try to analyze Satyajit as a leader. So Satyajit as a leader. So what are the characteristics he was showing as a leader? Okay.
He sun god gave
Okay.
him, so definitely he might have done some important.
Yeah.
That sun god will not give.
Okay.
Being selfish as well, he didn't want to give it up for Krishna's instruction.
Yes. So this is an important aspect that as a leader he showed some selfishness. Okay. Then what else we find in his character?
Showing off.
Yes. How did he show off?
Holding the jewel and just showing off the jewel and his effulgence.
Okay. So what else was part of his show off?
Temple, he made a temple.
He has something which everyone is not having.
He overthink that he tried doing something better than what Krishna is doing. That is why he went to the temple.
Put it in a temple.
He's having
Okay.
something which nobody has.
Krishna gave an opinion.
Yeah.
He wanted to think more than that. I'll do better than this.
Okay. That's more as a follower. Because Krishna is his boss. Okay. But as a leader, in this particular characteristic, there's also he actually displayed a sub characteristic. What is that?
Attachment.
He was accepting his mistake and to pacify the Krishna, he.
No, wait. So, we are talking about the show off. Yeah.
Displaying his quality.
Huh?
He took his own decision,
Okay.
not relying on others.
Okay. So what he did also as part of show off was that people were calling him a sun god. Okay. He never corrected them. Okay. People were calling him a sun god. Like, oh, sun god has come, sun god. He did not say, no, I am Satyajit Baba, I am not sun god, I am just wearing this jewel, that's why I am looking like this. He never tried to correct the misconception of his followers about his position. His followers were in illusion about his position, and he never tried to correct that illusion. He rather enjoyed that false respect which was given to him. That I am sun god. Very good, everybody is thinking I am sun god. Okay, very good, very nice. You are just actually enjoying that position. So we find, and what else we can see as his character?
So that is a quality as a material leader, right? The spiritual leadership.
As a leader, I'm just saying he displayed. Now we are not differentiating whether he's material leader or spiritual leader. But as a leader, he displays certain characteristics. What are those characteristics he displays? Huh? Yes. Huh? Yeah, he was a proud leader. He was very proud of himself. Yeah.
He also played a very safe game. When he saw that everything is going against him, he gave his daughter to make his face clear.
He was very diplomatic leader. He was very, very diplomatic. But he never gave back the jewel. Instead of giving back the jewel, he did everything else. He gave his daughter, he did this, that, everything he did. But he never gave back the jewel. So he was very diplomatic leader. Very diplomatic. Okay. So we will actually see some characteristics. So please read.
Entered Dwarka like sun god and never made an attempt to correct the misconception of some citizens.
Okay. This is his first characteristic we see as a leader. Then
Refused to hand over the jewel to the king, but made his own arrangements instead.
okay.
Did not stop his brother from wearing the showing off.
So he made a rule that the jewel will be in the temple, which is very nice. Okay. Like someone was saying that, oh, you put the jewel in the temple for use it, right? For everybody's benefit. But did he put the jewel for everybody's benefit? He just used the temple as an excuse to deposit the jewel. But if the jewel was supposed to be in the temple, why did he allow his brother to wear the jewel? So his intention was not to do good for others. His intention was just to escape from the situation. He was always an escape leader. But at the same time, when it came to showing some favor to someone whom he wants to show favor, he never let that opportunity go. He said, my jewel, you are my brother, you wear the jewel. No problem, who is going to stop you? Who is going to stop you? So, what kind of parallels we can see for these characters in ISKCON? Or what can we learn about spiritual leadership from these characters in ISKCON?
Attachment to his own people.
Can it be more specific?
We see nepotism also.
Nepotism is one problem, definitely. Let's go point by point. First point. Let us see the first point. So, what we can learn from the first point about leadership style in ISKCON?
Some devotees may or maybe the followers or new devotees may think that the opposite person is a great spiritually elevated person just because he's in a leadership position, whereas he may not be that spiritually elevated. and he doesn't correct his followers or other people that about his real status.
And this is a very important point, that as leaders, we should be very honest about our own position. We should be honest to ourselves and we should be honest to others also. Because in ISKCON, it is natural that you will get glorified. Like for example, when we started the class, Prabhu was saying, this Harilila Prabhu is like this, like this, like this, like this. So if I start thinking I am like this, like this, like this, like this, then I will become like Satyajit. It is his duty to say what he has to say, but it is my intelligence to understand that what I am and remain grounded in what I am. And be very honest about it. So it's a very important quality of a leader. That a leader should never be under illusion about his own position. And he should not get carried away by the glorification which is offered to him. The moment a leader gets carried away by the glorification which is offered to him, that means he is already digging his own grave. He is already digging his own grave. And this is applicable to all of us. Because what happens is that when we come to ISKCON, then we start chanting Mala, we start following regulative principles, and we learn a few shlokas. And then we know a little bit about Bhagavad Gita. And then that knowledge gives us a sense of superiority. Then when we go out, we take these karmi fellows. These karmi fellows on the street, they are running like cats and dogs. I am devotee. Very, very dangerous attitude to have. Very, very dangerous attitude to have. Should be very grounded about our position. We should be very, very honest about what is our situation. So, if the interest is simply in show off and self-aggrandizement, then we will lose out on the substance. It's a very, very important thing. Then we see its second characteristic. What is that? Very independent mentality. The first quality of a leader is that he is a good follower. He is a good follower. That is the first quality of a leader in a spiritual organization. Without being a good follower, you cannot be a good leader. Without being a good disciple, one cannot become a good guru. It is impossible. It is impossible. There are no self-made gurus in spiritual life. Nobody is self-made in spiritual life. I am a self-made person is a material world nonsense. How can anybody be self-made? He was made in the womb of his mother by his father, and then he proclaims, I am a self-made person. I stand with my own legs. People say like this, no. I am a self-made person, I stand with my own legs. No. The body itself is given by the father and the mother according to one's own karma. Karmana deva netrena jantu deva bhavati striya pravishta udaram pumso reta kanashya. Everything is given by somebody. Everything is given by somebody. Sunlight is given by sun, water is given by Varuna. Everything is given by different demigods. And we are on borrowed existence. We are on borrowed existence. But if someone thinks that I am very independent, I am independent, I can do whatever I want. So that's a very bad quality of a leader. A leader should be a good follower. A leader should have respect for his own authority. If he does not have respect for his own authority, his authority will also not be respected. Or he will produce a class of followers who will not have respect for authority. When we criticize our authorities, we should clearly understand that we are teaching our followers to criticize us. We may think that, oh, it's very good, we are criticizing authority. But when we criticize authority, then we are actually teaching our followers that you should also criticize me, you should find fault with me, you should also do this. So, we will simply bring one set of independent minded fault-finding followers. So, very dangerous. Now, the last point, nepotism. Then, what else? Lack of humility, not exactly connected with this point.
Being partial.
Being partial. In ISKCON, the biggest challenge we have is this third point. That we can very, very easily become victim of something called as Guru Groupism. It's very easy to become victim of this mentality that I, me, my God family. It looks very nice and it looks very nice
genuine
and it looks very
authentic.
genuine and it looks very.
Why can't I have love?
Why
for
can't
my
I
spiritual
have love for my spiritual
Why
master?
can't I have
Why
love
can't
for
I
my
have love for
God
my
brothers
God brothers and
God sisters?
God sisters?
Of course,
Of course, you can have love for his master.
Of course,
you can have love for your God brothers and God sister. But when that becomes an identity to propagate differences, then this is no longer spiritual love. This is simply politics. Simply politics. Prabhupada told us that our love for him will be shown by how we cooperate when he is not there. So cooperation is the first principle. Cooperation is the first principle. And that cooperation cannot come without mutual respect. As long as we try to identify ourselves as I belong to this group of devotees, that group may be caused by guru identity, it may be caused by language identity, it may be caused by cultural identity. These are all Western devotees. We are all Indian devotees. You know, Prabhupada said, when Indians become devotees, they will progress like this. We belong to that category. These guys are all Western devotees. They don't know any culture. They don't know any culture. They are Western devotees. My Guru is a Vrindavan Vasi, Indian Guru. Is your Guru Vrindavan Vasi, Indian Guru? He's a foreigner. He's a foreigner. Very dangerous mentality which will destroy his path. Very dangerous mentality to destroy his path, because Kali means divide. Kali means divide. And there we could find 1,000 reasons to divide. We speak the same language, we come from the same uru, we eat the same food. 1,000 reasons to divide, but there is one reason to cooperate. What is that reason?
Krishna.
It pleases Prabhupada. Krishna did not promise us that he will take us back to Godhead in one lifetime. He said that Achirad Partha, quickly I will take you. Quickly could be anything, because we are here for time immemorial. Right? We are here for time immemorial. Compared to being here for time immemorial, even 1,000 lifetimes is quick only. Okay. Krishna said, quickly I will take you from Mrityu Samsara Sagra. He did not say in one lifetime I will take you. But Prabhupada promised that he will take us back in one lifetime. So there is one reason to cooperate. That is that it pleases Srila Prabhupada. It's a very important quality of a leader. That a leader is meant to respect everyone, especially in a multi-guru society. Prabhupada taught us to be a multi-guru society. Prabhupada never appointed one person. He did not say that this person will be my successor. He will actually run the society on their behalf. He said GBC will run. He wanted cooperative management. He wanted many devotees to be involved in expanding ISKCON. And we can see the effect of following that instruction, that ISKCON has tremendously expanded after the departure of Prabhupada. In spite of all the difficulties, accidents, and different episodes we have had, and we keep having these kind of things in ISKCON. But in spite of all those things, the preaching is flourishing. We are expanding very nicely. Why? Because our spiritual masters, they are constantly discussing this point, how to cooperate, how to find unity in diversity. Prabhupada actually gave one agenda, that GBC should meet in Mayapur every year, and then they should discuss unity in diversity. So, for Prabhupada disciples, for that generation, cooperating was easy, because there was one thread which is tying all of them. That is their own spiritual master. That was the thread which is tying all of them, because everybody in the end was Prabhupada disciple. So they had their differences, but they also finally were God brothers and God sisters. So finally that bond, that I am God brother, God sister, that finally comes out after all the differences, after all the fighting. They all sit and eat prasad and forget everything and then keep moving. Okay. But our generation has a very important responsibility. What is the responsibility? The responsibility to foster cooperation in a multi-guru environment. And we can see that many of the Prabhupada disciples, they are all manifesting their Harilila. One by one, they are joining Prabhupada's pastimes. So, in few years, ISKCON will be left with our generation. We will become answerable to Prabhupada. We will not have the comfort of having someone on top of us whom we can blame. Now we have that comfort. Oh, GBC is doing like this. Oh, these people are doing like that. Oh, that people are doing like that. We have that comfort of, showing fingers on top. But soon we will not have that comfort. We will lose that comfort. Our generation will have the responsibility to bear the flag of Prabhupada and march forward. So we have to be very, very careful on how we respect each other, how we deal with each other, and how we foster cooperation amongst each other. It is not going to automatically come. Not going to automatically come. It is going to come by effort. We need to do that effort. And if we don't do that effort, if we become leaders like Satyajit, then what will happen? Disaster will happen. Disaster will happen. So we have to be very careful that nepotism and preferential treatment to selected persons based on material consideration. And Guru groupism is actually a material consideration. It may look very spiritual, but it is a material consideration because you are limiting Guru Tattva to one individual. There is no understanding of Guru Tattva. So very careful, we should be very, very careful as leaders. Okay. So, okay, we should stop here. It's okay, yeah. We'll now have a question answers. Yes.
The last point.
Yeah.
Sometimes we differentiate between the devotees who are in camp and because they don't bring any money or anything. Whereas might be big donors or somebody might be giving millions or lakhs. So if how we can differentiate? Might be a person.
See,
might
if
be giving 5 dirham or 1,000 dirham.
First of all, we should understand that there is nothing, there is no big contribution, there is no small contribution. Okay. This should be very clearly understand this. Okay. No contribution is so big, no contribution is so small. Okay. For a person who has only 5 dirhams, contributing that 5 dirhams is very big. A person who has 5 million dirhams, if you contribute even 50,000 dirhams, is very small. Because it is matter of how much you are troubling yourself to serve Krishna. So therefore, as fund collectors and fundraisers, when I started doing fundraising, the first lesson I was taught is this only, that no contribution is very big, no contribution is very small. I got this personal instruction. No contribution is very big, no contribution is very small. So sometimes people come and ask me that, Prabhuji, I can give only a small amount. Then immediately I remember this. Immediately I tell them also, no contribution is very big, no contribution is very small. So during this Kirtan Rasa, these kids were going around and asking for Gita Dan. Okay. So when they got bored doing Gita Dan, they came to me and then they said, Prabhuji, can we collect for hospital? I said, okay, don't collect. So then they asked me what we should say. Then I gave them the brochure and told them, show this brochure and say that ISKCON Mayapur is building a charitable hospital. Please give whatever you can give for the hospital. Then they very enthusiastically went and then they said to beg to various people. And people gave 1 rupee, 10 rupee, 5 rupee, whatever it is, I mean dirhams, they all gave. And in the end, they brought about, I think, 1,000 dirhams or 1,500 dirhams one day. And another day, they bought again another 1,000 dirhams or something like that. So, they went out and they did that. Somebody may write a check which is like few, 1,000 dirhams or million dirhams. But the contribution of the children who went out to actually beg money is equally valuable. Is equally valuable. At the same time, we also have to encourage big donors, okay? Especially those who are wealthy and are not so much, into devotional service in ISKCON. So for them, they are looking for some sort of recognition which is very important for them to feel that, okay, I gave something, I got some recognition. So sometimes generally we give the one mala in the Mangalarati, okay, and then we tell them that, you have given a very valuable donation and it's a very, very important thing for our project and all these things we tell them because that actually gives them more and more enthusiasm to serve Krishna. Because that's the way they will serve Krishna. That gives them more and more enthusiasm to serve Krishna. So we do those things. But while doing those things, we should also clearly understand that everybody's contribution is valuable. It's a very important thing. Should be understood.
Just to add on to that point, like while you mentioned, instead of doing differentiation, we should focus on recognition. And recognition has to be at all levels. Certain donors has to be recognized in a different way, whereas those who are contributing into other programs has to also be recognized. So I think as a leaders, we should focus on how we can recognize everybody coming into the congregation and everybody feel part of that, Where sometimes devotees feel left out. Maybe they are not hankering for it, but somehow it becomes very much evitable. Like they can evidence, that we are not thought about.
Yeah, so definitely we should try to encourage everybody. It's a very important point. It's a very valuable point which Prabhuji brought up. That we should recognize everybody's contribution. Then there's a general happiness which is there, that everyone feels nicely recognized and everyone understands that service is very important. And indeed everybody's service is important. We are the only people every day glorify the person who cleans the temple every morning. We are the only people who actually glorify the cleaners every morning.
Actually glorify the cleaners every morning.
Sri Vigrahara,
Nityanana, Siddhar, Manmarjana, Tasya Bhaktam Jatobi, Vande Guru Sri Charana.
Because we understand the person cleaning the temple is doing a very, very valuable service. And he is engaged by Guru to clean the temple. And to clean the temple of the Lord is not some simple thing. We understand the value of that service. That we understand it so much that it is part of our everyday glorification of Guru. So therefore, nothing is big, nothing is small, everything is valuable. So, okay, any other questions, reflections on this topic? What we discussed today.
One point, we talk about the last point. Maybe when the leaders talk, we should do like this. Like he also just said that we should do like this. We should do like this. We should recognize everybody. Every contribution is very important. But that doesn't practically, we can't see it actually. So you mean the point what I'm trying to tell is that yes, we speak a lot, but walking the talk doesn't happen. So how basically?
Best is that you walk the talk. Okay, this is where it starts. Okay, that I always have had this principle that let me do it. Let me do it. So when I do it, then I can actually make other people to see that I am doing it, because people will notice that I am doing it. Okay. And the other thing is that I can authentically tell people that you should do it. Right? So this is where it's very important to see how to bring things into practice ourselves. Like how to appreciate everybody's contribution, how to bring things into ourselves, how to actually make the management more participative. These are all important things. And generally what we should do is that we should work, because in management there is this concept of circle of influence and circle of concern. I'm sure you are familiar with this concept. Yeah, it's a basic management principle. That if we want to act on circle of concern, the first place we should act a circle of influence. So when we act on circle of influence, then what happens is that when people see that when things in our circle of influence is very nice, they get attracted to it, because a nice setup always attracts everyone. This is number one. And number two, Krishna is also seeing. In management, we don't consider Krishna, but in spiritual management, we should consider Krishna, because he is the person, ultimate manager. So Krishna is also seeing. And Krishna then will actually bring people in our circle of concern into our circle of influence. And that Krishna can do. And when Krishna does that, then we'll naturally find that we are able to reach out to more people with what we have to say, and we are able to influence more people. That's what we can. And in general, also, everything should start with education. There are different ways of dealing with things. Education, legislation, negotiation, and following. The 4 ways of doing things. Brahmanas do things by education. Kshatriyas do things by legislation. Vaishyas do things by negotiation. Shudras do things by following. So, when a combination of these 4 is there, then society flourishes. Okay. Because Brahmana is educating. Based on the education, Kshatriya is legislating. And whatever has to be negotiated, Vaishyas are negotiating. And then there's a good leadership and Shudras are following. Then the society flourishes. But if there is only one, if there is only education, then there is feeling that there is a lot of talk, there is no action.
Sorry, Guruji, it is just
Yeah.
for sake of discussion only.
Yeah.
So like for example, as you said that Brahmanas educate, but sometimes based on the influence that the other person has, the Brahmana becomes follower, which is the quality of a Shudra. So he or the Brahmana may know what is right and what is wrong. He may know, and he may be also in the circle of influence, but sometimes still, for whatever reason, because like Dharma is there, the other side, it may not happen. Sometimes, so what we're trying, we are trying to understand, think that these are the concept, which is very, very important. But how it translates into the, practicality, that is one challenge, which is
Always it will be there. See, always this challenge will be there, that how to translate it to practicality. Okay. So, I explained that how this whole presentation came into play. Okay. This presentation came into play, this whole presentation was triggered by certain incidents. This presentation was not that it actually came because of just I read the pastime and then I thought I should make this presentation. The presentation was triggered by a certain incidents which happened in ISKCON. Like there was a trouble with one leader, and recently there was a trouble with one leader, one sannyasi. There was trouble with one leader, one sannyasi, and then that caused so much of turbulence within ISKCON. I'm sure everybody is aware of it. And at that time, there were multiple discussions about accountability, that who is accountable to whom. So that started racking my brain, that who is accountable to whom. So then this pastime came, and then I found that this clear answer in this pastime, that who is accountable to whom. So my response to the incident in ISKCON is this presentation. Okay. And today, this presentation has been seen by at least, I think, more than 100 devotees. Of course, ISKCON has thousands of devotees. You may say 100 is no number, but some number.
Now I am trying to take this to ILS. If I get chance, I will take it to ILS. So the point is that everybody has to try a response at their level. It may never be perfect, but at least we should try. That's very important. That's why I said that we have to do something. If we don't do it, it will not happen. So it's a very, very important discussion that how to cover the gap between theory and action. It's a very important discussion. And how to cover the gap between theory and action? The best way is to initiate the action yourself, within whatever level of influence you have. So I made this presentation initially thinking that I'll just show it to Bhaktivedanta audience, that's it. Bhaktivedanta audience, my Bhaktivedanta students, whoever is there. Okay. Then it will be useful for me if I ever teach that section. So with this idea only I made the presentation. I never thought that this presentation will go public. But Krishna gave opportunity for this presentation to go public. And it's going public now. So sometimes we have to just trigger an action and then leave it to Krishna's will. It may happen, it may not happen. But we have to have a response to a concern. That's the duty of a leader. That when there is a concern, there is a duty of a leader to have a response to. Okay, so we'll stop here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. So for those of you, I already gave clear warning that is not a regular Bhagavatam class. So for those of you who came a little late, I gave clear warning that it is not regular Bhagavatam class. It's going to be more of a turning than Bhagavatam class. So, thank you very much for your patience.